So this is the moment where if you happen to be a Stronghold Digital Mining shareholder and you perhaps purchase shares in late 2021 when the company first came public, or perhaps early in 2022 when the shares of the company really began to tumble a bit. This is the real moment of truth, where you're going to have to make a decision. Nobody can make it for you, as to whether or not you want to still be a part of this name, if you want to still be a part of this company, if you want to still own a share of this company. And there is certainly no shame in opting to part ways with your shares of Stronghold Digital Mining. I'm not a registered investment advisor. I certainly know nothing about you or your financial situation or your portfolio or anything like that. So it's not my place to give you investment advice. I know that certainly, speaking for myself, I've been in situations where, come year end, I've personally made the decision sometimes to part ways with companies whose shares I may have owned for a variety of reasons. And this is the perfect time of year to start making those decisions. Because going into 2023, it's going to be really important that those amongst us who remain shareholders of this company begin to really look towards the future. There are many lessons to oftentimes be learned from the past. There is, however, a danger in focusing so much on the past or on past decisions. Typically decisions that perhaps haven't worked out quite as well as one would have liked. Usually there's not a whole lot of retrospective analysis as it relates to good decisions, right? We just kind of take them as they come our way. But when a decision is made that doesn't quite live up to expectations, there is a tendency to sometimes obsess over that and to constantly be in a state of uncertainty as to whether or not those types of situations will happen again in the future. We need to begin to coalesce as a shareholder community, and we really need to kind of get into a real state of certainty as to the future of our company. And that's going to be greatly enhanced by seeing some results now for Q4 2022 and for Q1 2023 that reinforce that certainty that we as a company are on the right path. All the optimism, all of the cheerleading, all of the as some would call it, hopium, right? There's only so much of that will ultimately sustain a degree of shareholder cohesion absent tangible evidence, tangible results, right? That we can all kind of celebrate. That's not to say that results have to be perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. But it's going to be really exciting to start seeing how our amazing friends in management, and they truly are amazing. We have a dream team, and I'm not just saying that to say it. I really mean it. We really have a dream team of individuals at the company, who devote their time on a day-to-day basis to keep our business running. They're great people, and when we as shareholders who are not active on a day-to-day basis with running the company, when we see, hey, that we're starting to get results that we can all collectively be really happy about and impressed by, and that's going to really start to build momentum. And I think that's going to give us all collectively far more confidence to go into the market and to share our own personal opinions and perspectives on our company, on Stronghold Digital Mining. So, needless to say, right, there are a lot of things that are outside of our control. The price of Bitcoin, we can't control that. Energy prices, we really can't control the price of energy within the PJM grid, okay? And those are two really big variables. Things that we do have somewhat more under our control is, hey, can we keep our data centers online, to the greatest degree possible? We have control over that. Can we influence to what extent we choose to deploy capital to either purchase new Bitcoin mining machines, or alternatively to perhaps defer those investments pending, further declines in the market, right? Those are things that are somewhat more under our control. Can we control random sirens in the background, which you might hear? No, we can't. The point is, life can be very variable, and we cannot, I think, as shareholders, place the blame for all ills in the world at the feet of management, and to say, well, gosh, they should have anticipated this or anticipated that, or they should have been clairvoyant to know that this would happen or that would happen. Life is very variable. What we can hope for, though, is that when a decision's made that perhaps doesn't live up to expectations, that we can retrospectively look back at that and say, hey, what are some lessons that we can derive from that, so that we can hopefully then, add to our checklist, right, for future decisions. Hey, here are some things we want to keep an eye out for, so that perhaps we don't, replicate a decision that maybe wasn't so optimal. But at the end of the day, there's a lot that can go wrong, even when we're making the best decision possible, given the information we have in front of us. And it's not very helpful or healthy to dwell, at least, in my opinion, it's not very healthy or helpful to dwell on the past as it relates to that. So as the year comes to an end, make a decision. That's all I'm asking you to really do. I'm not telling you what decision to make. I'm just asking that you make a decision. Decide to either part ways with the company and say, you know what, it's not for me. Maybe I'll come back another time, but for right now, it's not for me. Or decide to commit and really say to yourself, okay, I'm going to see where this journey leads. I'm going to see where the stock price goes from here. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, I understand that for all of us, right, the share price means a lot. It really means a lot. For some, that's all that matters. For some of us who live in Pennsylvania, the environmental reclamation work actually matters a lot too. But that's work that's been going on for many, many years, long before Stronghold Digital Mining ever really came into existence. And it's work that's going to go on well into the future. But as it relates to this moment in time right now, okay, and the fact that we are shareholders in Stronghold Digital Mining, what really does matter is that the company stay in business. What really does matter is that we can produce financial results that differentiate us from our industry peers. What really matters then is that we all commit to saying, you know what, we've got something unique and interesting and truly valuable here that's worth sharing with the world. And until we get some of those additional foundational pieces in place, right, where we have some financial results that we could point to that really differentiate us from our industry peers, we're not quite at the point yet where I think we'd feel comfortable really sharing our story, or at least perhaps not sharing it as widely as we could. Right now, what we all have to do is just make that decision. No harm, no foul if a person chooses to bow out and sell their shares of the company. It's fine. But if you choose not to do that, and you choose to remain a shareholder, I would hope that at the very least, you choose to join me in looking to the future, to attempting to not focus so much on the past, right? I'm guilty of it sometimes. You look at the past, you say, gosh, I wish we could have done something a little bit differently. I get it. But I think as we go into 2023, we really need to start focusing on that future and on the results that we're generating right now. Q4 2022, that's first in line, then Q1 2023. Cautiously optimistic, we're going to get some really exciting results. I'm a little bit more than cautiously optimistic. I have a sense that we're on the right path. In fact, I kind of know we're on the right path. However, our stock is most definitely not on the right path right now. 44 cents a share is astonishing. As I said, at some level, I'm just intellectually curious to see what a so-called efficient market will ultimately choose to price us at as we go into the end of the year here. And I think it'll be interesting a year from now to look back and sort of compare where we might be in terms of our share price compared to where we are right now as the end of 2022 draws near. So make that decision, and I'll see you in the next video.